Hello everyone, welcome to the current affairs session of Ekam IAS. So today we will be dealing with the topic open market operations, and first of all let's see why this topic is in news. So the Reserve Bank of India has decided to conduct the purchase of government securities under the open market operations for an aggregate amount of 20,000 crore. Next, let's see what open market operations are. Open market operations are the selling and purchasing of government securities or the treasury bills by the central bank of any country. So the central bank is either selling or purchasing the government securities based on the requirement of the economy. So RBI carries out open market operation, that is the selling and purchasing is happening not with RBI and public, but it is happening between the Reserve Bank of India and the commercial banks. The open market operations can be divided into two monetary policies. So the first one is the contractionary monetary policies. So under this system, the central bank sells its securities in the market. So the central bank will sell the government securities and the commercial banks will buy this government security. It will invest its money with the Reserve Bank of India. So with this, it is selling and the commercial banks are investing. So the Reserve Bank of India will be able to absorb the liquidity with this method. Because it is having the money of commercial banks, the commercial banks will be left with less money to lend. So what happens when the banks are having less money to lend? Whatever amount is lending, it will lend at higher interest. So this method of contractionary policy is adopted when RBI want to absorb the liquidity of the market, when it want to absorb the amount, or when it want to decrease the monetary supply, and also it is adopted when RBI want to increase the interest rate of loans that is provided into the public by commercial banks. So the next one we are having is the expansionary monetary policy. So under expansionary monetary policy, the central bank wants to increase the monetary supply. So to increase the monetary supply or to inject liquidity, what will it do? So it would purchase the government securities from these commercial banks. So when the RBI purchases government securities from the banks will get money from RBI. So it is taking securities and giving them money. Banks will have more money to lend. So when they have more money to lend, the interest rate would decrease. Because the interest rate is decreasing, more people will be able to afford these loans. The economic activity will also increase. So expansionary monetary policy increases the money supply and to reduce the rate of interest, and to help, it also helps in the economic growth in the economy. Summing up what we already discussed, so when there is excess of liquidity, RBI would sell the securities, it would increase the interest, it would also help RBI to control inflation. Then when there is liquidity crisis or liquidity crunch, the RBI would purchase securities from commercial banks. This would decrease the interest and more money would be injected into the market. And hence the objective of open market operation is to regulate the money supply in the economy. And open market operation is one of the quantitative tools that the RBI uses to smoothen the liquidity condition and to minimize the effect of these liquidity conditions, their impact on interest rate as well as the inflation level. So what is quantitative tools? Quantitative tools means the tools which control the extent of money supply in the economy by changing either the cash reserve ratio, the bank rate, etc. So open market operation is also such a tool. Next, RBI employs two kinds of open market operation, which includes the outright purchase and the repurchase agreement. So as name suggests, the outright purchase is the outright selling or buying of government securities, and this is a permanent transaction, whereas the repurchase agreement, this is subjected to the repurchase and it is not permanent but it is short term. So that was all for today's video. Thank you.